Hello everyone, myself Dr. Preeti Yadav. I am a physics faculty in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurugram. I am from Applied Science Department. Today I will discuss Newton's second law with constraints and friction. Newton's second law or equation of motion with constraint. Firstly, what is constraint? Constraint is a force that restricts the motion of any object or a body. In this topic, we are going to deal with motion of particles, means Newton's second law, when they move under constraints applied on their motion. Of course, the motion is determined using Newton's second law, and we know that equation of motion ma, that is equal to a is the acceleration, is the double derivative position vector or distance m d square r by dt square, that is equal to f. F is the total force, that is the sum of externally applied and those arising from other particle as well as due to the constraints in the system acting on a body whose mass m and is producing an acceleration, that is a is equal to d square r by dt square. Now the constraints are the restriction applied on the movement of a body by various means and brought by many various constraint forces. So first of all, this is a example here. This is a straight wire. Is the box on a straight wire. Restrict the body. This is a body to move along a straight wire. This is a wire, and for movement we applied a force F. There is a F. If we apply F, then there is a motion on the body, but due to some forces which act on body, they restrict their motion or they stop their motion, and that forces is called constraint forces. Here if we apply F, then there are two component of F. Fx, F cos theta is along, means horizontal, and perpendicular F sin theta. The perpendicular component, which is F sin theta, is balanced by the normal reaction of the wire. Therefore this perpendicular component will be nullified by the normal reaction of the wire, which is constraint force in this case. यहाँ पर क्या है कि अगर हम फोर्स लगा रहे तो बॉडी को क्या होना चाहिए, मूव होना चाहिए, बट क्या है इसका जो वायर का नॉर्मल रिएक्शन है वो क्या करेगा, इसके जो एफ का नॉर्मल कंपोनेंट है एफ साइन थीटा, उसको क्या कर देगा, कैंसिल आउट कर देगा. तो बॉडी का मोशन क्या हो गया, कंस्ट्रेंट हो गया. ओनली बॉडी क्या करेगी, ओनली हॉरिजॉन्टली मूव करेगी ड्यू टू हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट ऑफ एफ. Therefore, normal reaction is the constraint forces. Now, in this case, this is the Atwood machine. There are two masses, M1 and M2, connected by a same rope on going over a frictionless pulley. This is pulley. Now, in this case, the motion of of the mass is determined by not only by the gravitational force, because on M1 there is a gravitational force, M2 also there is a gravitational force. The motion of the object not only by the gravitation but on it, but also by the weight of the other mass, means M1 is affected by M2 weight, M2 mass, and M2 is also affected by M1. Therefore, this is a constraint. Also, the length of the rope is fixed. This is the second constraint on M1 and M2. And the motion of the masses is along only vertical direction. There is no another horizontal. Therefore, the motion and the weight of these masses is constrained. The constraint is brought about through tension in the rope. because there is a force in the rope is tension, which is then the constraint force in the of the M1 on M2. Now, these are the two simple example of constraint motion. Now we make an observation that constraint can be caused either by restricting the motion externally. In this case, the motion of the body is restricted externally by the normal reaction, or as well or by the presence of the other bodies. In this case, M1, the motion of M1 is restricted by M2. M2 is another body, and motion of M2 is restricted by M1. That are by the presence of other bodies that are themselves moving, as in the example of two masses over a pulley. However, for obtaining the position and velocity, because in this topic we have to find the value of position and velocity of the particle. Therefore, with the help of position and velocity, we calculate equation of motion. Therefore, for this, first of all, start with example 1. The constraint that the mass moves only in the x direction. Therefore, y is constant, z is constant. Here, bodies move only along x-axis. There is no movement along y and z-axis. Therefore, y and z are constant. This is how mathematically express the constant that the mass moves only along the x-axis. Means body moves along the x-axis. As pointed out earlier, to keep the y and z coordinate of the mass unchanged, the wire applied a normal force. In previous example, N is the normal force that is applied on the mass to cancel the perpendicular component of the force, a perpendicular component of the applied force that is applied on the body, so that the net force is only along the wire. Therefore, body is move only along the x direction. There is no motion along y and z direction. This normal reaction that restricts the motion along y and z is known is the constraint force. Now, all notice that all that the wire does to the mass as far as motion is concerned is represented by this force. Now, a mass constrained to move on a wire under the applied force. This is a mass that move on a wire when we apply the force, and the sum of the two forces is along the wire. In this case, the sum of the two forces Fn is along the wire. Now, to find the motion of the masses, we have to find the free body diagram basically. If we found the motion of that body, firstly we draw free body diagram of that box. And what is free body diagram? Is the pictorial representation of any body that gives that find the value of all external forces that act on the body. Means इस body पे जितने भी force apply हो रहे externally, उसका उनको represent करना, उनकी direction बताना with the help of free body diagram. Free body diagram gives the total number of forces act on the body, also gives the direction of forces and magnitude of the forces that act on the body, externally act on the body. Identify the relevant quantities to write the equation of motion. Here, the free body diagram. For free body diagram, firstly we remove any support. This is the wire, we remove only the free body diagram of mass M. This is the force and this is normal reaction. Now, equation of motion in terms of x, y and z components, we know that equation of motion is F is equal to ma, and a is replaced by d square x by dt square in along x axis. Therefore, mx double dot that is equal to fx component, and along my double dot means along y-axis there is a component of fy, component of force, plus ny, component of n, normal reaction along y-axis. Mz double dash along z-axis, equation of motion along z-axis, that is equal to fz plus nz is the known. There are how many? There are only there are unknowns are in this equation. The unknowns are x, y, z, ny, and nz. Numbering 5. There is 5 unknowns, but there are only 3 equations. Therefore, we require 2 more equations to calculate all the 5 unknown variables. Now, the second constraint is y is constant. In this case, there is no motion along y-axis. Therefore, y is constant, z or constant. Therefore, equation of motion along y and z axis, y double dot is equal to 0 and z double dot is equal to 0. Therefore, these two additional equations, these two equations, now you now have 5 equation and 5 unknowns. Therefore, these two equations are used to solve the all unknown factors. Let us now look at the other problem where two masses hanging on the sides of a frictionless pulley, a special case of a Atwood machine. For simplicity, we take the pulley and the rope to be massless. Means the mass of the pulley and the mass of the rope is negligible. And the masses be m1 and m2. There are two masses. Masses be in this problem, the motion is along only one direction. Along vertically, there is a motion only vertical direction, and we ignore other two dimension, means motion other in other two dimension. In this problem, the constraint is that the two masses have together masses move together. It is affected by the rope. Means one is that constraint is along rope, means due to tension in the rope, one is constant, and second is the length of the rope is fixed. Therefore, firstly we draw free body diagram. For m1, this is the gravitational force, m1g, this is the tension. This is the free body diagram for m2, and m2g is gravitational force, and t1 T and T1 are same because this is a one rope only. Therefore, T and T1 are same. This is a free body diagram. Now this is a ground. This is the height of the pulley from the ground. This is the height of the mass m2 from the ground, and this is the height of mass m1 from the ground. Y1 and y2. Now equation of motion for m and m1. This is there is only vertical direction motion. Therefore, m1 vertical, only vertical component is y, m1 and height is m1 by double derivative y1 double dot is equal to, and the force is equal to t minus m1g, and for m2 there's a vertical direction is y2. Therefore, m2 y2 double dot it is equal to t1 minus m2g, where t1 and t are same. Therefore, we replace t1 by t. Therefore, there are two equations for this. The tension is T same in both the cases. Both are massless and the pulley is also frictionless. There are two equations and there are three unknowns y1, y2 and t. Therefore, there is a requirement of one equation to solve these equations. Therefore, the second constraint is length of the rope is fixed. Here we used motion. One constraint is along motion, therefore we use this equation of motion, and the second is the length of the rope is another constraint. Therefore, length is the rope is here, this is the length and this is the length. Here, if we minus h minus, here we minus h minus y1, अगर हम यहाँ पे h में से ये माइनस कर देंगे तो हमें इस रोप की लेंथ मिलेगी, और प्लस h minus y2 this length. because total length of the rope is this. Therefore, for mass m1, h minus y1 plus h minus y2. And that is equal to length of the rope and minus pi r. This is constant and r is the radius of the. Now differentiate this equation with respect to time. H is height is constant, therefore this differentiation of this 0, and differentiation of y1 is y1 double dot plus y2 is y2 double dot. Here negative and negative taking common negative, and then we get y1 double dot plus y2 double dot. Therefore y1 is equal to y2 double dot. Therefore there one equation and there are 1, 2 and 3 equation and 3 are unknowns. Therefore the value 3 equations are m1 y1 double dot is equal to t minus m1g, m2 y2 double t minus m2g, and y1 and y2 y1 is equal to y2 double dot. Solving this equation and we get y1 double dot m2 minus m1 upon me m1 plus m2g, and y2 double dot m2 minus m1 plus m2g. Hence, if m2 is greater than m1, in this case, if m2 is greater than m1, then m1 accelerates up. In this case, this goes down and this goes up. If m1 is greater than m2, then m1 goes down and m2 goes up. Accelerate up. Now, the example third is this is the P1 pulley and P2 and P3 pulley. This the R1 is the rope. R1 is same. The M1 mass attached to pulley P1 and mass M2 attached to pulley P2. As the M3 mass attached to pulley P3. And this is attached to pulley P3 by a rope R2, where R1 is the rope that attached with P1, P3 and P2. And this is the height S2, height of P2 from S2 is the height of pulley 2 from ground, and height of P1 pulley from ground is H1, and this is the height from mass M1 from ground, and this is the distance of M2 from ground, and this is the distance of M3 from ground. Now, in same as in example 2, like in Atwood machine, there is a two constraint. One is motion along only y direction, means only vertical, and the second length of the rope is fixed. There are two constraints. Now there are three massless and frictionless pulleys P1 and P1, P2 and P3. P1 and P2 are fixed. Here P1 and P2 are fixed. And P3 can move and move up and down. In massless rope, R1 passes over the pulleys. R1 is the rope, and two masses M1 and M2 attach its ends. A third mass M3 is hanging from P3 by a rope R2 of fixed length. Find the acceleration of the three masses. Firstly, the heights H1, H2 of pulleys P1 and P2 respectively are fixed, whereas height YP of P3. This height can be changed because P3 is not fixed. This can be moved up and down. Therefore, YP changes. In step 1, we identify two constraints and two forces of constraint as rope. Means two constraint rope R1 has fixed length with the force of constraint being tension T1 in the rope. The other constraint is that R2 has fixed length with tension T2 in the rope as the constraint force. R2 has a fixed length with T2. First, this constraint is length of the rope R1 is fixed, and second is tension T1 in rope R1, and second is a tension T2 in R2 rope. Because of massless pulleys, the ropes and frictionless surfaces, T1 is same throughout the rope R1. T1 tension in rope R1 is same throughout the rope. Now, firstly, we draw free body diagram for all the masses. For M1, this is M1G is the downward force, gravitational force. T1 is the tension in mass M1. M2G is downward force, gravitational force. T1 is the tension is same in both the cases. And M3G is gravitational force M3 and T2 is tension. And this is the for pulley T2 due to rope 2, and pulley this pulley due to this rope and this rope. Therefore, T2 using second rope and T1 and T2 due to first rope R1. Because both are same, therefore used here T1 and T1. Now looking at free body, right equation of motion for first. This is only vertical motion, therefore we used here M1 Y1 double dot, that is equal to T1 minus M1G. M2 Y double dot, Y2 double dot, because height of pulley here Y1 for mass M1 and Y2 for mass 2. And M3 Y3 T2 minus M3G, because here Y3 is the distance from M3 from the ground for M3. And because the pulleys are massless, therefore here T2 is the tension downward direction and T1 and T1 plus T1 is upward. Therefore T2 minus 2 T1. Add this two tension, both are in the same direction, that is equal to 0. This is equal to sign is equal to 0. The equation of motion give four equations. This is one equation, two equation, three. And there are six unknowns: y1, y2, y3, t1, t2, and yp in this equation. But here only there are four equations, therefore number of equation are only four, and number of unknowns are six. Therefore, to find to calculate the values of these unknowns, we require two more equations. And these two more equation means length of the rope. Another is length of the rope. R1 is fixed length. Therefore, here length of the rope here H1 this length means H1 minus Y1. This is this rope H2 minus Y2, and for this H1 plus H1 minus 2Y2. 2yp and plus h2 minus y2 for third h1 minus y1 plus h1 plus h1 2yp plus h2 minus y2 is equal to constant, which is length of the rope is constant. Differentiate this equation, we get y1 double dot, this twice y1 double dot, this is a double dot, y2 double dot plus 2yp double dot is equal to 0. The second constraint that R2 of that rope, R2 means rope, second rope has a fixed length. Therefore, this is another constraint. Therefore, YP, this is the height. If we minus YP minus Y3, then we get length of the rope R2. Yp minus y3 is equal to constant. Differentiate this yp double dot, y3 double dot, that is equal to 0. Therefore, here there are six equations. Y1 m1 y1 double dot is equal to t1 minus mg, m2 y2 double dot, t1 minus m2g, m3 y3 double dot, t2 minus m3g. Similarly, y t2 minus 2t1 is equal to 0. Y1 double dot here plus y2 double dot plus 2yp double dot is equal to 0. Yp double dot minus y3 is double dot is equal to 0. Now solve this equation and we get y3 is equal to 4 m1 m2 minus m1 plus m2 m3g upon 4 m1 m2 plus m1 plus m2 m3g y3. Now next is equation of motion with friction. Friction also restricts the motion of the bodies. And friction arises when one body is contact with the other bodies. It means one body slide over the other bodies. When both the bodies are in contact, then there is a friction. Then one body create friction to the other and other body create friction to the first body. And when a body is here, if there is a tendency between two bodies to slide against each other, or if one body is sliding over surface, the friction between the two body resist this motion. Means one body resist the motion of the other bodies and other body means एक बॉडी दूसरी बॉडी के मोशन को क्या करती है, रिस्ट्रिक्ट करती है. सपोज एक टेबल है, टेबल पे बुक है, तो बुक क्या करेगी, अगर हम मूव करेंगे तो बुक क्या करेगी, टेबल के मोशन को क्या करेगी, अगर हम वो करते हैं मूव कराते हैं तो दोनों में क्या हो जाएगा, फ्रिक्शन हो जाएगा, और एक बॉडी दूसरे बॉडी के मोशन को क्या करेगी, रिस्ट्रिक्ट करेगी. एंड दैट रिस्ट्रिक्टेड मोशन force is known as friction force. Observed, it is experimentally observed that the maximum frictional force F maximum, that is equal to mu, and mu is the coefficient of friction, and is the normal direction. F max is the maximum friction. Therefore, and the value of coefficient of friction is different for different type of friction. There are basically two types of friction: static, in which the body is at rest, there is no motion of the body, and the second is dynamic friction, where body starts to move. And for static friction, there is a coefficient of there is mu is known as coefficient of static friction, and for dynamic case, mu is known as coefficient of dynamic friction. Now, the value of coefficient of static friction is greater than the coefficient of friction for dynamic case. And observe that mu static friction always less than 1. And the direction of frictional force is such that it opposes the motion of the body. Frictional force is a contact force when one body is contact with the other body. Now this is an example here, 10 kilogram mass, and over this is a 5 kilogram mass. This is another mass M is attached to a pulley by a rope. This is the support. Firstly, for finding the equation of free body diagram such system, firstly for M mass, M kilogram here, this is a box, so there is a normal reaction N1, and the downward force is M kg, means mg, this is the downward force. This is the frictional force F1 towards this direction, because here there is a box. इस बॉक्स पे क्या है, एक अनदर बॉक्स है. जब हम ये बॉक्स ये मूव करेगा तो ये बॉक्स किस साइड जाएगा, पीछे की साइड जाएगा, तो उसका फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स क्या होगा, इस साइड होगा. देयरफॉर F1 मैक्सिमम, दिस इज द फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स ऑन दैट बॉक्स. सेकंड, दिस इज द सेकंड बॉक्स whose mass is 10 kilogram. Downward force, gravitational force. Here N1 is the normal due to mkg box on this box, and N2 is the opposite reaction. Here F1 maximum, because क्या करेगा, ड्यू टू ये बॉडी किस, अगर ये वेट ज्यादा तो बॉडी इस साइड मूव करेगी, तो इसके फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स क्या होंगे, अपोजिट होंगे. F1 maximum due to this box, and due to this support, this is a F2 maximum, frictional force F2 maximum. And there is a rope, therefore there is also a tension, means also a force due to that rope. And 10k upward and downward direction, there is a gravitational force. And for that mass, there is a tension because there is the same rope, therefore T is same, and the downward force M naught G. This is a gravitational force. And 5 kilogram equation motion for first. Here N1 is the normal force, N1 is equal to, this is a downward force mkg, that is equal to F maximum, because N1 is frictional force is equal to frictional force. From this equation, frictional force is equal to mu n. Mu is the coefficient of friction, n is the normal reaction. And here normal reaction N1 is equal to 5 kilogram. Therefore, F1 is equal to coefficient of friction is given 0.5 into, we know that downward force is mg, and here m is 5 and value of g is 9.8. Therefore, F1 maximum is 24.5 Newton. You can unit of force is Newton. And the acceleration is a1 is the mu g, and that is equal to 4.9 m second inverse. Now calculate m naught. Now calculate m naught here. Now firstly n2. Firstly n2 here. N2 is equal to n1 plus 10 kilogram, because in this diagram the direction of n1 and downward force, gravitational force is same, but direction of n2 is opposite. Therefore, n2 is equal to n1 plus 10 kilogram. This is the total mass and this is g. Therefore, n2 is equal to 147 Newton. And F2 maximum friction is mu into n2. This is normal reaction. We get 73.5 Newton. Now, in that case, for tension T minus F1 maximum minus F2 maximum, T minus F1 maximum minus F2 maximum, that is equal to 10 A1 maximum. Therefore, T is equal to 147, because A1 maximum acceleration due to this first box is equal to 4.9, and put the value of this, T is equal to 147 Newton. Now the equation motion for M, that gives m naught mass for this T minus m naught g. And sorry, m naught g is minus T, that is equal to acceleration m naught a1 maximum, and a value of m naught is T upon me g minus a1 maximum, that is equal to 30 kilogram. Now the important question of today's lecture is Newton's second law or equation of motion with constraint and friction. This is all about today's lecture. Thank you.